this is at the time when they were still saying Raw is War. No, I think they dropped the War logo because of the war in Iraq and September 11th. So they dropped the War logo, but they did, however, they had big fireworks. They don't even do this anymore, which probably why it doesn't feel as big as it used to, along with the other aspects that make it feel not as big of a deal as it used to be. The commentators were Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. Actually, I just found this. I'm glad I pressed play. I was wrong. The title was not on the line. It was predetermined that. Let me state that it was announced from the get-go that The Rock would team with Steve Austin to go against Booker T and the Big Boss Man. Vince McMahon started the show coming out with a present of some kind. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was wearing one of Ric Flair's old robes. They did I guess you call it a tribute video of Ric Flair in WCW, even showing how he won the Gold Heavyweight title, which was called the International title, and their replacement heavyweight title when he beat Sting. On a Clash of the Champions video and him winning the WWF World title, the Gold Wing title, or the Wing title, forget the gold word. So many different videos. Let's see. I don't know how Vince McMahon got this black guy. Vince brought up how he wasn't content with having one of the greatest careers, if not the greatest career, so he thought he would start a new career being a co-owner of the WWF. Which is, of course, 2 months before this, which I am reminded constantly of what made Ric Flair so great. Sometimes we forget is his talking, what made him great. And as flamboyant as he was very funny with it. Oh, so they're gonna show us how he challenged Vince to a match at Royal Rumble. He actually hit Ric Flair with the right hand. He fell straight down. Showed what he did at SmackDown also the week before. Flair ran down to the ring, hit Vince right in the face. Boom. Supposedly gave him a black eye. That either that's makeup or he got in a real fight, because Ric Flair can't throw a punch that good in real life. Said it took him 3 stitches to close it up on the outside of the skin. He mentioned that Flair has the old expression, be the man, you have to beat the man. And he said he was sick of hearing that. No, Jerry said he was sick of hearing that. And then Vince said, well, you know what, Flair? I'm already the man, and right now I'm going to prove it. Oh, yeah, definitely has a robe in there. and a wig. So he knocks Ric Flair, attacks him with a pipe, I believe. Then the first match happens. RVD and Test. He's no longer hardcore champion, so there was no point to bring the chair in, but he ends up getting kicked. The chair ends up getting spin heel kicked by RVD into Test. Then the 5-star frog slasher just shows how arrogant RVD is, because it was great, but it's not 5-star. I think Art Flores was first person to do it, and I believe he does it better than RVD. Did it better than RVD. Fast forward this. Show a replay of the finish. Jonathan Cochran was doing the interviews in the back at that time. Kurt Angle was right behind him. Coach said when Triple H does arrive, get his first thoughts. Oh, this was his return. I remember this now. He makes his return. It takes about 15 or 20 minutes for him to talk because of the response. I remember that now. Kurt Angle said this. He asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Triple H. You're waiting for Triple H? Why don't you interview someone who actually has the decency to show up on time? Where's Triple H anyway? The way everyone's acting around here, you think that maybe Giuliani gave him something." Actually, Kurt, Tamara Bloomberg now. He told him to shut up, don't correct me. Said it should be me who gets interviewed if anybody does. He said he had a big announcement to make. He said, "Alright, Kurt, what's your big announcement?" You would love that, wouldn't you? He tells Coach. You would love to get this big scoop, wouldn't you? I'm not going to stand here and answer your petty questions. But when Triple H shows up, start spreading the news. Tonight is my night. He said it's true. Billy and Chuck, of course, second match. I was more curious about the other segments. They showed WWF New York. It's Trish Stratus who was champion, defending against Terry. Okay, so where she gets challenged to a t-shirt contest. Oh, it's terrible. But anyway. Terry Runnels. You talk about beautiful women in wrestling, she has to be at the top 10 list. Along with Sable, Miss Elizabeth, Sherry Martel. Even though women are really beautiful and some of the sweetest too, from my understanding of things. Mm-hmm. Terry interrupts them, and that's what eventually leads to the challenge made by Terry. Okay, they had Sharmell Sullivan, who became Sharmell Huffman later on by marrying Booker T. She was interviewing Chris Jericho, who by this time already was the first undisputed champion. And he said, "First of all, you address me the way I demand and deserve to be addressed. That is the living legend, larger than life, undisputed WWF champion Chris Jericho." He said, "And second of all, how gratifying was it to see the valiant Mr. McMahon leave Flair lying in a pool of his very own blood." Dude. So after all, it was Flair who gave Rock the opportunity to be the number one contender for my championship. He gives me the opportunity to beat The Rock at the Royal Rumble for the unprecedented fifth time, I think he said. There's also Mr. Flair who booked me tonight in a non-title match against Rikishi. He said, why? Because Flair and everybody watching wants to see Chris Jericho get the stink face. Ugh. Let me show you something. He had the arrogance to describe his face as being beautiful and gorgeous and everything like that. He even described it as a Picasso of a face. It's never been desecrated by the stink face, and it's not going to be tonight. Everyone watching who gets down on their knees and prays to be half as good looking as him. He said he's going to be very, very disappointed tonight. Which, that was ridiculous to say. Michael Cole is actually interviewing in the back because at the time he only commentated on SmackDown. He said, what an incredible night it's been already tonight. Live in Madison Square Garden. Up comes Steve Austin. Started as him, what? Every time he enters, he says, what? Again? I don't even want to see the rest of this. So, yeah, talk about Lance Storm and Edge. Show a replay of it. Edge was actually assaulted by Commissioner William Regal. I think he was still Commissioner at the time. The referee had to get him off of Edge, but he's about to hit Edge with the left hand. Bam. Knocks him down. Almost out. Because he was naturally had the Spamton hit brass knucks with him. They claimed that Edge had broken his nose a few weeks before that. So that's why he did that. They brought another promo for Rock and Austin against Booker T and Big Boss Man because it's up next. I do remember this. Somehow he actually lets The Rock drink with him after the match, despite their little argument they were having. I think he hit the stunner on Big Boss Man after The Rock gets rid of Booker T. That's exactly what happens. He covers Boss Man for the 3 count. Okay. Jericho's walking through the back to go against Rikishi. Referee Nick Patrick, one of the greatest referees I've ever seen. He gets the stink face instead of Chris Jericho, so he couldn't see Rikishi put his shoulder up. So that's how he keeps the title.